Here's a shocking reality. While most Southeast Asian tourism markets are still playing catch-up, Vietnam just left everyone in the dust. While established destinations like Singapore and Thailand coast along with their stable markets, Vietnam's hospitality industry is absolutely crushing it. And the numbers don't lie. The country welcomed a staggering 10.7 million international visitors in just the first half of 2025, representing a remarkable 21% surge compared to the same period last year. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this rapid growth sustainable, or are we witnessing another tourism bubble waiting to burst? Alice Sway, who serves as sales manager for South and Southeast Asia at STR, delivered eye-opening market insights during HoricFex 2025 in Danang that should make every hospitality investor take notice. Her analysis revealed something most industry experts didn't see coming. Vietnam has officially claimed the crown for the highest hotel performance growth across the entire region during the first 6 months of 2025. What's driving this unprecedented boom? 3 game-changing factors are reshaping Vietnam's tourism landscape. First, the government's relaxed visa policies have essentially rolled out the red carpet for international travelers. Second, new air connectivity routes are making previously hard-to-reach destinations suddenly accessible. And this is the part most people miss: shifting traveler preferences, especially among Generation Z tourists and Chinese visitors, are creating entirely new demand patterns that traditionally markets simply aren't capturing. Sui emphasized a crucial point that separates Vietnam from its regional competitors. Vietnam's hotel market continues to maintain pace, with demand growth consistently outpacing supply growth since recovery. This isn't just good news. It's exceptional news for investors and operators who understand market dynamics. But let's talk about the money, because that's what really matters to industry stakeholders. Occupancy rates are climbing steadily upward, while average daily rates have reached an impressive milestone, clustering around the $100 mark. This positioning places Vietnam in the same league as Malaysia and the Philippines, though it still hasn't caught up to the premium pricing commanded by Singapore and Thailand. Here's a thought-provoking question. Should Vietnam be satisfied with this middle-tier positioning, or is it time to challenge the established hierarchy? Revenue per available room continues its upward trajectory, even though year-over-year gains are naturally moderating after the explosive rebound witnessed during 2022 and 2023. What's particularly fascinating is that this growth spans across every hotel category imaginable. From budget-friendly economy properties to prestigious upper-upscale establishments, performance indicators are rising across the board. However, luxury and upper-upscale properties are leading the charge when it comes to rate increases. And this trend raises an interesting debate about market accessibility. Central Vietnam deserves special attention because it's emerging as the unexpected superstar of this growth story. Sui specifically highlighted the region's remarkable resilience and untapped potential, noting that Vietnam's coastal and urban destinations are not only recovering, but surpassing regional benchmarks. The coastal and leisure markets are powering the country's hospitality growth through 2025. Let's examine the specific destinations that are driving this coastal revolution. Danang, Nha Trang, and Cam Ranh are experiencing something truly special. They're benefiting from both robust international interest and dramatically expanded air connectivity. This combination is creating a perfect storm where demand is racing far ahead of available supply. Danang and Nha Trang have discovered the winning formula by successfully balancing beach relaxation with urban sophistication. Both destinations have demonstrated consistent occupancy improvements since mid-2022, proving their appeal isn't just a temporary trend. But here's where the story takes an interesting twist. While Nha Trang briefly outperformed the island paradise of Phu Quoc throughout late 2024, the tables turned dramatically in 2025. Phu Quoc has absolutely exploded in 2025, surging ahead of its competitors thanks to what can only be described as overwhelming demand. Sway specifically emphasized this point. Phu Quoc particularly is experiencing strong year-over-year demand growth in 2025, clearly outperforming other markets in popularity. This raises a fascinating question. What makes Phu Quoc so irresistible to modern travelers that it can suddenly leap ahead of established favorites? Meanwhile, Vietnam's major urban centers aren't sitting idle. Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi continue their dominance in urban markets, and here's the kicker. They've already surpassed their pre-pandemic average daily rate levels. This achievement is particularly significant because it demonstrates the strength and purchasing power of the current visitor base. Focusing specifically on Danang reveals some compelling insights about the broader market dynamics. During the first half of 2025, occupancy rates in this coastal hub outpaced performance from the previous 2 years, though the destination hasn't quite reached its pre-COVID peak levels yet. However, average daily rates have mounted a strong comeback, creating healthy revenue per available room growth supported by both leisure travelers and corporate clients. What makes Danang particularly attractive to operators and investors is its proven year-round appeal. Peak performance periods in January, May, July, and August confirm that this isn't a seasonal destination dependent on specific weather windows. It's a consistent performer that can generate revenue throughout the calendar year. But here's what should really excite industry stakeholders. The supply pipeline remains incredibly robust. Both Danang and Nha Trang are witnessing new project announcements that align perfectly with demand growth patterns. This suggests developers and investors have confidence in long-term sustainability, rather than viewing this as a short-term opportunity. Cam Ranh International Airport provides a perfect example of how infrastructure is responding to this demand surge. The facility currently handles an impressive 32 flights daily, with 19 of those originating from South Korea alone. This statistic reflects the incredibly strong appetite from Northeast Asian markets for Vietnamese destinations. Now, here's the controversial question that industry insiders are quietly debating. Is Vietnam's rapid growth sustainable, or are we witnessing the early stages of over-tourism that could damage the very appeal that's driving this boom? Some argue that rapid development could compromise the authentic charm that makes Vietnamese destinations so attractive to international visitors. Another point worth considering. While Vietnam is celebrating its success in matching pricing levels with Malaysia and the Philippines, should the country be more ambitious? Why shouldn't Vietnamese hospitality command the same premium rates as Singapore and Thailand? Is it simply a matter of time and continued investment in infrastructure and service quality? Or are there fundamental barriers preventing Vietnam from reaching that top tier? The data suggests that Vietnam's hospitality revolution is just getting started, but the real test will be how well the country manages this growth while maintaining the qualities that made it attractive in the first place. What do you think? Is Vietnam positioned to become Southeast Asia's premier hospitality destination? Or will rapid growth eventually become its downfall? Should other regional markets be worried about losing market share to Vietnam's aggressive expansion? Share your thoughts and experiences with Vietnamese hospitality. Do you see this growth as sustainable or potentially problematic?